Of course, there's also the Voice of the Martyrs website as well. If you do a Google search on persecuted Christians, you'll find a ton of resources out there. Also on our website with the My Canada Association, we have information page that is dedicated to the issue of persecution, both within Canada, because there is a lot that's happening on the area under the banner of freedom of speech, or lack of it. Over the last 5 years, there have been some really interesting cases and situations that have unfolded in Canada. And so we've got a page on our website, Jessica, that you can check out as well. If you go to our homepage, that's the number 4, mycanada.ca, you'll find it there right along the left-hand panel. It talks about persecution. I do want to warn you, though, we are a volunteer-run organization, and so sometimes it's a bit of a challenge to keep on top of every single page. So Google is also your friend, and if you find some information out there, Jessica, that you think we should be posting online, please let us know. I also want to say, Jessica, as well, if there's one thing I've noticed over the last few years in Canada is the power of one. And you have so much power as an individual. You have a voice, you have a vote. You can go book an appointment with your member of parliament. As a matter of fact, I encourage you to speak about the issue of Christian persecution globally, also freedom of speech issues in Canada, and some of the issues that we've been talking about tonight. I'm sure there will be a lot to talk about with our elected members of parliament, as we see the events of the Israeli Apartheid Week unfold. I'm sure there will be some good conversation points there. And so I guess in summary, I just want to say, yes, Jessica, I absolutely agree with the motivation behind your statement. I have good news that there are some good things happening. If you do a little bit of research on those sites that I mentioned, you'll discover it. And thirdly is that you can be a part of bringing this to a higher level of profile as well. One person is a voice, but together we're a force. And so if you sort of believe that this is one of the primary things that you're called to lead on, then I encourage you to step up and get involved with some of this stuff. And I'm sure God put that question in your heart for a reason, and we'll continue to do as well whatever we can through My Canada to bring the issues of persecution to our members of parliament as well. So looks like we have another question here. So, oh, wow, another one for me. Okay, this is a little bit awkward reading your own questions. Faytene, from Chris in Halifax. You're staying up late tonight, Chris, sort of, to watch this. I guess it's not that late in Halifax. It says, in the Gospels, we are taught to love our enemies, but radical Islam seems to be a threat to all of us, Christians, Jews, Hindus, Sikhs, etc., and it needs to be fought. How can we reconcile those two things? So this is a really, really good question. It's a question I think that comes up a lot in different formats. I want to share with you a scripture that I often think of when I meditate on this tension of loving our enemies, but also standing up to say it's not okay. It's not okay that certain things happen. For example, last year, with some of the Israeli apartheid events, there was, there were examples of Jewish students that were attacked in different ways, right? And so there has to be a place where we love, and we love everybody, but at the same time we say, okay, but certain behavior is not okay. It's not okay for anybody, whoever they are, to attack somebody else. And so there's a scripture, I believe it's in the book of Isaiah, and it says this. It says, mercy and truth meet with a kiss. And I believe as Christians, we can come before the Lord and say, God, help me to be one that walks in love at all times, that speaks the truth in love, but also has that ability to stand with courage. And when injustices are happening, take a stand in love, because I want to tell you, you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference when somebody is taking a stand in love and when somebody's taking a stand in self-righteousness or some other sort of spirit. And so to ask God as a Christian to say, fill me with your spirit so that I can take a stand, speak the truth in love, and that even those that I seem to be bringing, for lack of a better word, I'll use the word restraint or you know, in the justice system, it would be discipline, you know what I mean, to discipline somebody who is violently hurting somebody else or whatever, that we can do it in a way that even the person that's being opposed can still feel love and can still feel the love of God. And I believe that that's possible. And I actually believe Jesus did that on a regular basis. And so meditate on that scripture. We need to love our enemies, but we also do need to take a stand. And we need to do it. We need to do them both. And so when we take a stand, we just make sure that we're doing it in love and with the spirit of mercy. That doesn't mean that we just sit back and say things are okay, but we do it with love and in strength, which is the model of Christ. Great question. And if you want to Facebook me, maybe we can chat some more about that one. So do we have any other questions here?
I think we're out of time.
Okay. My time counter just told us that we are out of time. And so